Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So AI, or artificial intelligence, is something that I think everybody's familiar with. It's absolutely huge. It's not going anywhere, and if anything, it's going to become even more essential to most people's daily lives. But the one AI that is slowly but surely becoming obsolete is human AI, our brains. And the reason I say that is I was born and raised in the pre-internet era. And so now if I compare my brain, my human AI, to after, then there's a big difference. Now after all these technologies, I've noticed a few things. The first thing is my memory has gotten worse. Before, I used to be able to remember 10 to 15 numbers right off the top of my head. I used to be able to recall definition and phrases a lot better. And all of this is attributed to the fact that we have so much knowledge and data available to us at our fingertips, and so a lot of times you don't really have to use that memory recall very often. You just look it up and it gives you the answer. So imagine not having your cell phone and then you trying to think of an answer. It's pretty hard, because before, the only way you would get answers is either through books, your own experiences, or through other people's experiences. Nowadays, you don't necessarily need all of those things. That's the first and biggest things. And then the other thing that I've noticed is in my handwriting. My handwriting has gotten so much worse, and there have been studies that show that college level people actually have worse handwriting now than versus elementary students prior to the whole internet age. And so there's definitely some data to back that up. And I can't tell you what part of the brain that actually affects, but it's been affected, and not in a good way. And then other things that I've noticed is creativity. Now, I myself have become more creative, but it's mainly because of all the things that I've done, all the experiences that I went out and gotten myself. Whereas with technology, I think a lot of times it might rob you a lot of that, because your brain is very visual. And so if a lot of these things are already given to you, then your brain doesn't have to work as hard to come up with this. And so let me give you a perfect example is if you talk about books, right? A lot of books, they don't have pictures, and so your brain thinks of everything in images. And so most people nowadays, they're watching things like this. They're watching videos, which I love video. I think it's the best medium to get a lot of knowledge and stuff. But whenever you're reading a book, you really use different parts of your brains. And so your brain is a muscle. And by doing that, I think you keep your mind really sharp. And so some of the ways that I'm trying to keep my human AI sharp is, first and foremost, I still read books. Just as I talked about a little bit earlier, having your brain work and to visually create things through your brain, it helps so much. And for me, I prefer physical books, but I don't care if it's digital or physical, as long as it's working out that part of my brain. And then the second thing that I do is I'm constantly creating. And so I create pretty much every day. And whenever you're doing that, you work so many parts of your brain. And that keeps my mind not only sharp, but also happy, because whenever you're able to create, I really feel your brain is happier. And then the final thing that I do is I try to, as much as possible, use my mobile device less and less. It's an addiction, because a lot of these platforms, they have people who design it to where it releases a lot of endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, all the things that make you happy. And so we become addicted to these things. And so I have tried really hard to minimize the amount that I use it, or maybe the amount that I use it in between times. Like before, I can't even be without my phone for 5 minutes. So now it's 10 minutes. And so I'm taking baby steps. And I think that's the biggest things, at least for me. And then the final thing I would say that I think almost anyone can do is be out in nature more. That helps so much, because when you're out in nature, you maybe silence your phone or any other digital devices you have. It really causes you to focus on what's out here. And nature is just a natural remedy for so many things, and it all leads to happiness naturally. And so those are my thoughts on human AI and some of the things that I think you could do to actually keep it, updated, keep it relevant in our new modern age, and hopefully keep your AI at the top and not be taken over by an artificial AI. So if you had any thoughts on this, whether you agree or disagree, or whether you had your own thoughts on this, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Gold Content Creators Group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.